Welcome to Factfinder Investigates. I'm Dylan Domingue. In recent weeks, we have heard from a lot of you on two key issues for the city of Wichita, the water treatment plant and the upcoming vote on a 1% sales tax. Wichita City Council members also seeking more information on a report from the Wichita Eagle alleging that the city waived up to $5 million in late fees for the contractor behind the city's water plant, which is still under construction. Brady Bowman has those details.
A week after the city announced the single largest public works project in Wichita's history would be delayed again, this time a year due to a discovered design flaw, city council members are looking for answers when it comes to a September 2024 change order that made substantial revisions to the city's contract with Wichita Water Partners. Specifically, changes made to the expected completed time frame for the $500 million plant and late fees for construction missing its completion date. In the original 2019 contract, Wichita Water Partners was to be assessed a penalty of at least $5,000 for each day the project exceeds its completion date, originally slated to be operational spring of last year. But now it appears those such fees will not be imposed. We asked Wichita Mayor Lily Wu about the fees. She says she was not aware of the fees being waived until she was asked about them by the paper. She says it's a matter she's going to investigate.
I will be speaking more with staff regarding this, again, revelation that we received from the Wichita Eagle, and I will be working with staff and the City Council regarding that omission.
And there's more adding to the confusion. The annual report from a federal loan program by the Environmental Protection Agency in 2024 declared the new water plant project had, quote, reached completion. It also has a quote from Wichita Public Works Director Gary Jansen, who says Wichita Water Works has, quote, now reached substantial completion.
Now, we did receive a statement from Wichita Water Partners, the group that is behind building that plant. It says the contract changes were made at the city's discretion and in response to regional drought conditions that delayed the plant's progress, adding they remain in close communication with the city. But now Wichita's new city manager says they are going to recover all of the costs that are owed because of the delay at the new water plant. The City Council will discuss approving an amendment to Phase 3 of the contract. That amendment would address the delayed project timeline by extending the cost and timeline of it. City Manager Dennis Marstall says the cost will be recovered. Now, during an agenda review, Mayor Lily Wu was fired up about what happened. She wants to know why the City Council wasn't advised of those particular changes to the contract back in 2024.
I don't believe it's right for this council to be thrown under the bus when we were not advised or we were not pointed out that what we were going to be signing was going to be taking away something off the table. So I don't believe that my colleagues are to blame for this. Therefore, I do expect someone to tell me who is to blame for that and who did not advise us, because that's not fair to this council.
You hear the mayor there wanting accountability. Now, they do plan to have an update on the water plant and this issue during an executive session on the February 10th meeting. Wichita voters will be deciding on a 1% sales tax on March 3rd. This week, we heard from those in favor and those against. An organization held an open house to gain support and tell people to vote no in March. So with yard signs and handouts, the Save Taxpayers Vote No coalition says that the plan is too big, too rushed, and too vague, and the city cannot be trusted with nearly $1 billion in additional funding. The organizers said they believe there's hundreds of millions of dollars lost in taxpayer funds over bad deals with the city, and they don't want this to be one more.
No, do not trust the government to spend that kind of money. They have yet to prove themselves. You take the water plant, you take Kenmar, you take Water Walk, all of those, we still owe money, and we're paying for it.
So that group, Save Taxpayers Vote No, will hold another open house on January 29th. They also have office hours every weekday, 11 to 1, at 3330 West Douglas. Meanwhile, the group behind Wichita's 1% sales tax proposal says money from the tax would support essential city services. One department that would benefit greatly from the funding is Wichita Fire. Brock Wilson met with the president of the local firefighters union, who showed him some of the many needs that our firefighters are facing.
If the 1% sales tax passes in March, some of the money generated from that would find its way here, Fire Station 1 and the various fire stations around Wichita. Wichita Firefighters President Ted Bush says firefighters desperately need this money.
These are original windows since the 70s. They leak. You can see duct tape around to keep that cold air out. You can see leaks from the roof, so to keep updated and keep up with these repairs is hugely important.
Leaky ceilings and windows, broken beds, half-repaired pipes in the locker room, just some of the many needed repairs at Fire Station Number 1.
It's been a decades-long problem with the fire department and deferred maintenance.
Ted Bush says he sees the 1% sales tax as an opportunity to hold the city accountable and get his firefighters the help they need.
There is no accountability. And with this sales tax, with an outside citizens review, with an outside audit, we can finally hold them accountable for these projects that they keep saying they're going to get done.
Projects like repairing broken equipment.
A newer engine here that's been broken down for 4 months. This is all the hose off of what should be our normal truck. We do have a reserve to put on, but that thing is probably 20 years old.
Busted pipes.
This is an attempt at a repair, and they were left like that. I don't want to be gross or anything, but you were leaking sewage.
And just overall poor living conditions.
But it leaks all along here, and this is another one. So much so they finally just removed it. When it gets cold, these windows actually get ice and snow on the inside.
Bush has this message for Wichita voters when they head to the polls in March.
I get their frustration, and I get their mistrust. I don't trust all of them either. But this could be a possible way that we could finally hold them accountable.
A reminder, sales tax election day is March 3rd. At Wichita Fire Station Number 1, Brock Wilson, 12 News.
Also to come on Factfinder Investigates EBT card scams. Detectives here in Wichita, what you need to know and how to protect your personal card information. And new data showing a crisis hotline number isn't being answered as fast as it should be. We're investigating why and what is being done when every second matters.